Hi everyone, it's been a bit of a break since I last did anything online. Been marking students' exams, so been a bit busy. So I've just jumped in real quick. I was listening to a podcast on Weightlifting House about knee tracking, and just wanted to jump in and explain something about your knee. Okay, so here we have a femur. Okay. It's the left femur in this case. That's the anterior side, that's the posterior side. It's got a little patella on there and so forth. Okay, so that's the femur. Now, if you go to most anatomy classes, if not all anatomy classes, they're going to tell you that your knee joint is a hinge joint. And as a teacher, I also teach it as a hinge joint, but it's not a hinge joint. You've got these two condyles here. Condyle means knuckle, so like you have your knuckles here. Okay, so here I have my two condyles. I have a medial condyle and a lateral condyle. So we all know that if we have our knee straight, so our tibia sitting down here and it's straight, and our knee straight up and down, okay, that we can flex and extend it. But we also know that when we bend the knee, we can also medially and laterally rotate at the knee. So no hinge that I know of rotates. So it really is a bicondylar joint, so a two condyle joint. So that's first thing. So it's a bicondylar joint. The second thing is that the medial condyle is more distal than the lateral condyle. So if I put this on this little table here and I hold the femur straight up and down, you can see that it rotates around this medial condyle. Okay. Hence, if you're squatting and so forth, that your knees are going to collapse in. It's normal. Okay. So if your knee collapses in and you're trying to push it out, that's fine. But just accept the point that your knee is going to collapse inward slightly, some more than others. And in the podcast on Weightlifting House, they go through a good description there about femur length and all of that sort of stuff. So I don't need to do that. They've already done all of that. Okay. So my point with this is that your knee is not a hinge joint. It's a bicondylar joint. I don't know why we keep calling it a hinge joint, but nevertheless we do. Okay, the medial condyle, which is this lump down here, that is more distal, right, than the lateral condyle, and you can clearly see, I'm not faking this, it's rotating, and that's going to happen. And when you're going to squat, your knee is going to come in slightly. That's normal as well. Okay, you have this big muscle, which we'll talk about muscles another day. But you have this big muscle, adductor magnus, and again in the podcast they mention that people don't talk about adductor magnus very much. Adductor magnus is one of those big, powerful, lazy muscles, right, that will help you stand up, and it does that with the assistance of a whole bunch of other muscles. Again, we'll talk about those at another time. So, knee joint, bicondylar joint. It's natural for your knee to go in and to come out. If you are riding a push bike, an ordinary human-powered push bike, not an electric push bike, but a human-powered push bike, and you try to go up a steep hill straight up, you don't do that. What you do is you go from side to side to side to side to side. So you lengthen the trip of you going up the hill rather than going straight up the hill, but you'll make it. Okay? Your knee does the same. Your muscles in your legs do the same. They go in and out, right, to help make that trip a little bit easier. So when you extend your leg, it's not just straight up and down. Okay, what it does is it makes that trip a little bit longer so you can stand up and be a little bit stronger. So don't freak out over your knee going in. It's normal. Your medial condyle of your femur allows you to do that. Okay, we can talk about all the structures, the ligaments on the outside here, so the collateral ligaments and the cruciate ligaments and all the other stuff at another time, but I just thought I'd put that in there. Okay, then if you have any questions, please email me at coach@oddsocks.com.au, and hopefully I'll see you sooner than later. Bye.